knockout. Vasily Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, congratulations. Honduras, Brooklyn in the building. Boxing is lit, fourth quarter. Boxing is lit. Great fights every weekend. It's keeping me in house. It's keeping me in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, it's keeping me in the house. Oh my gosh. You already know this is Pawn Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moo Shine himself. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you on this side of heaven. God bless you all. God bless you. Saludo, mi gente. Saludo, mi gente. Boxing is lit, ladies and gentlemen. Boxing, it is lit. Fourth quarter is lit. Damn, boxing is keeping me home on Saturday night. Every single Saturday, there's a fight. There's a good event to look forward to. Y'all already know, man. And shout out to hope Povetkin gets better. Hope Povetkin gets better. Hope there was Povetkin is positive with the COVID-19. Hope he gets better. Luke Campbell contracted the COVID-19 as well. Hope he gets better. Damn, I was looking forward for that fight. Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell. Damn it. Damn it, COVID-19, man. You messing everything up, damn it. Damn, if you around here, COVID-19. Anyway, shout out to all the fights. Shout out to all the ladies in the sport of boxing. Our queens. Shout out to the queens of boxing. Also, shout out to all the fighters, man. Dreams coming true. Teofimo Lopez defeated Vasily Lomachenko. Great fight. Mikhaili Mayer. Also, super featherweight, newly super featherweight champion. WBO. Congratulations. Teofimo Lopez, undisputed. Congratulations, Gervonta Tank Davis with a spectacular knockout of the year. Spectacular. I love where boxing is at, where boxing is going. WBC, I don't know, but you kind of make a decision like you drinking Don Julio or then WBC, you got a lot of things to answer to because the fans don't like what you're doing, my friend. Mauricio Schumann is saying to, something is happening right there. I don't know, but you got to fix it up. Shout out to everybody. And of course, we're going to be having the queen, the pound for pound knockout queen, Amanda Serrano, 7th Division World Champion, the Manny Pacquiao women boxing. She just, man, knocking everybody out and their mama. Of course, she don't be in the limelight like that. She smooth. She don't be too much of the social media like that, But of course, a lot of questions want to be, we want to hear from Amanda Serrano. There going to be a lot of questions. She wants to answer it. Special announcement. Who's going to be her next fight? Is she going to fight next in a ring or in the octagon? We don't know because she do it all. We don't know. Spontaneous. Of course, also we got Katie Taylor going to be fighting this weekend as well. Harper going to be fighting this weekend as well. I'm telling you, man, boxing is lit. Guido in the building, what's good? Guido, Whiskey, Lawrence Williams, what's good? Andre, what's good? Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button. But yeah, boxing as well. Boxing is good. Deontay Wilder just came out. He came out from his silence, and a lot of people didn't like what he had to say. But it is what it is. I don't know. But boxing is in a good place right now. We got to keep that momentum going because in boxing, it's all about momentum and timing. And right now, boxing got momentum. And boxing, you got to take advantage. Promoters, managers, you got to take advantage, but not take advantage of the fighters, damn it. Not taking advantage of the fighters, but taking advantage of the possibility that boxing is in the forefront of American sports right now. Because the NBA ain't going on. Baseball is finished. I don't know too much about hockey. I don't know too much about tennis, figure skating. There is who's playing out there? Football, but that's on Sundays. So boxing got to take advantage. Boxing got to take adventures. Saludo and shout out to the WBO. Had a good weekend out there. They had a good weekend. Shout out to Christina Cruz. Christina Cruz, what's good, Tina? Tina, shout out to Tina. Shout out to everybody. Edgar Belanga with Tito Trinidad out there in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico's having a good, a lot of people's having a good time in Puerto Rico this past weekend. Oh, man. Can't wait, Amanda Serrano, to see a knockout artist back in the ring. And again, like I was saying yesterday on my Twitter, y'all got my Twitter feed, y'all already know Mr. Moonshine 10. I said, man, I apologize. I personally apologize to all the ladies out there because I feel like the gentleman, supposed to be a gentleman's sport, right? Quote unquote, supposed to be a gentleman's sport. We got to be out there for the ladies because the ladies ain't getting paid right. They're getting paid unfairly, but it takes for us to support our ladies, our modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. They put their life on the line for pure entertainment. And the ladies, man, they entertain us, man. From the bell, from the start to finish, these women are throwing down. Exciting. Shout out to McCaskill. Shout out to the First Lady. Shout out to the past, present, and future of boxing. Shout out to all the amateurs as well. Last time we spoke to Amanda Serrano, she was talking about she probably want to fight McCaskill as well. Of course, people want to see that Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. That's always going to be on people's minds. Maybe you're going to answer them questions as well. But, man, it's going to be lit, y'all. It is going to be lit. Boxing, and especially 2021. Hopefully that the gate opens up. Hopefully the gates open up. But yeah, I think that we gotta, gentlemen and the gentlemen, men, we have to support our women. It's not, they doing what they need to do. They fighting out there, they performing, they're entertaining, they putting their life on the line. They doing everything they need to do, but it's up to us, for us gentlemen, to actually support these ladies. And the more that we support them, and the more that we cover the media personnels out there, independent or mass media, the more that we support them, the more, viewership, and the more they get paid. Moolah, money. What's good?
What's going on?
What's good? What's good, Jordan? Prestige manager, Amanda Serrano, 7th Division World Champion, the knockout queen of boxing.
What's going on, buddy? What's going on?
Man. Doing great. I'm hype. No coffee. Just nature.
Need some of that. We need some of that.
You need some of that?
Yeah, we need some of that. Some of that natural energy, man.
Hey, man. Flow. It's that Latino blood. You feel me? The Latino blood,
Yeah, Boricua right here. You see.
Oh, Boricua. I like that shirt. Bushwick. You already know they're trying to clean up Bushwick now. What they call it now? Is it? South Williamsburg?
No, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Heights, I think.
Brooklyn Heights. Yeah. They have a whole bunch of names, bro. Depends where you're at, man. These guys are nuts.
Right? What's good? What's new?
Well, I mean, we got a unification bout coming up. We're super excited. December 10th, we're supposed to be fighting out in Vegas. Unifying Amanda's natural division, 126 pounder.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's always constantly, talking. What's Amanda's weight? Well, to set the record straight, Amanda's legitimately a featherweight, 126 pounder. In the amateurs, she won all her tournaments in that division. As we became pros, opportunities have arose in different weight classes, and that's where we went. Because of a knockout punching power, we were able to be successful in divisions 130, 135, even 140. But truth be told, 126 is who we are.
Damn. Go on, the unification bout, just more belts.
Yeah, that's something I never achieved. A goal I never achieved. I never became a unified or undisputed champion, of course. But yeah, that's definitely one of my goals. Hopefully 2021, I become undisputed champion.
December 10th. So that lands on a Thursday, Friday. That's a
Yeah,
weekend.
that's a Thursday. We're scheduled to fight the IBF champion Sarah Mafu.
Okay.
I think she's from Denmark, if I'm not mistaken. Tough girl. She comes from a martial arts background. She was a kickboxer, Muay Thai fighter. And converted over to boxing. Her trainer is Tank Sherman. He was
Okay.
Sherman Williams. Sherman Tank Williams. Yeah, he was a heavyweight, real tough guy. He's fought a lot of the big names, and so she's getting real good work, and we're looking forward to that. After that fight, God willing, we get the fight that's eluded us for many years with Janela Malchernovich. I'm not
Okay.
sure if I'm even saying her last name correctly. I've always
Yeah.
called her Jelena, and people automatically know from Canada.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that would be the next step after that.
Okay. Okay. So how's the weight fitting? How's the training? You've been training already, right?
Of course, training's always good, always hard, but yeah, I'm a couple of pounds away because it's so easy for me to drop down to 126. That's where I love fighting at, and yeah, I mean training with this guy and training with Gary Starks. Training is always awesome. Been going to Staten Island, getting some great sparring from the guys over there, and yeah.
Yeah, we just did a 10 rounds yesterday to make sure that we're on point. She's like,
You can't see it, but I put a little bit of makeup.
she's a little bruised up. Yeah, we
Yeah,
fight,
bro.
spar the Mexican boys. I mean, the thing that we love about sparring with men is that they don't like to get hit by the girls. You know what I'm saying? So they never take it easy. So
what they say they do, and they say they're going to, but they never do.
Yeah, but once they get hit a little bit, they're like, listen, man, you got to hit her to slow her down. And that's a good thing, because in the past we spar women, and, for the most part, we either have to take it easy, or there's always a possibility that you're going to be fighting that girl in the future, and
Okay.
and what happens is when you spar somebody and they feel your power, or they know what you are, then later on in time, they either don't want to fight you, or it's an advantage for them if they, if you spar long enough with them, you get to know the person. So I'm firm into like, listen, I'd rather her get beat up in sparring, you know what I'm saying, than to go out there and either have to take it easy on a girl or allow for someone to figure her out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I want you to find out who we are when we're fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have to be really sharp to make the adjustment within the amount of rounds that you got, as opposed to, allowing sparring sessions for months, and people tend to like pick up little things about you.
And plus, the girls, and training is hard work, but in a fight is easy work. The girls don't bring it like the men do in sparring. So I'm always like, that's why the whole thing is easy work. In the fight is easy, but in the training is extremely hard. I'm like,
I always put it to her that way. Like, the training in the gym should be really, really hard.
Yeah.
The fight day should be easy work. You're in the best shape, in that training camp, and you're always fighting against men, which we always have to suck it in, because they never give in. They're constantly bringing the pain. You know what I'm saying? So with the girls in a real fight, it's a little different, because if we're getting tired, you're getting tired with us. In sparring, sometimes we do round robin, so we take a sparring partner out and we put a new fresh one in there. So kind of like, it's been our motto. And of course, I know you've heard my lunatic mouth always easy work,
Yeah.
People get offended, but it's something that I say, never to disrespect or talk down to anybody, but that's just something I do. I don't even know where I picked it up.
It's motivation.
Yeah, I guess it's because she finishes fights easy, so I'm like, easy work, and it stuck with me, and I've used it, in every fight I use it. People get annoyed, but that's what I do. I annoy people.
Is that a problem that you're knocking a lot of people out? So a lot of girls out. So is it easy to get opponents?
Okay. The reason why, the thing is, see, just for the record, because people say, listen, we don't like talking down to female fighters. They're doing the same thing we do. I don't like to use that term scared, because if they really were scared, they'd choose a different sport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one's scared, but when, like I always tell people, listen, it's hard to get fights, but it's not because they're scared of Amanda. It's just because promoters, you know, on a financial level are not paying what they deserve. You know, who wants to go in there with a girl that's 38-1 with 28 knockouts? You know what I'm saying? Like, for a stupid amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, every woman out there would be willing to fight Amanda if the money's right, and it's vice versa. Like people say, you know, like, you know, everybody topic people want to talk about, you know, and I figure, you know, let's do this through you. You know what I'm saying? You know, you've always supported, you know, women's boxing. You're a real good advocate for us. And so my thing was, like, people say, oh, you know, the fight with Katie Taylor.
Yeah.
Katie Taylor is a phenomenal fighter. You know, I've had a lot of personal issues with Eddie and the financial portion of it, because, you know, he put out a tweet talk about, like, girls need to market themselves, girls need to, you know, reinvent themselves in order to get to a level where they're going to make the same type of money that men do.
Yeah.
So I had taken offense to the fact that, you know, Katie Taylor was offered $1 million to fight Amanda. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they started offering me $120,000. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And through my, you know, bitching and fighting, you know, I slowly but surely started to elevate those numbers up. You know, then with the COVID, you know, there was a rumor that he told my promoter, Lou DiBella, that we had to take a pay cut. And I was like, I mean, I was never really happy with the dollar amount to begin with. Yeah. And I said, so now you're going to take money off of our purse? You know, I didn't want to do that, you know, and there was a big controversy. People right away, oh, you know, you're scared. You know, the thing with boxing is this, you know, everyone claims that's one of the biggest fights in female boxing. You know,
probably the biggest.
Okay, the biggest in women's boxing. So my thing is, it's got to be the biggest purse that we're ever going to make if it's the biggest fight. So my thing is this, when you're telling me that, you know, Katie Taylor is an awesome fighter and she brings a big following and she's getting $1 million, and you're telling me that Amanda's worth $120,000 or $200,000, you know, I have to figure out, okay, if that's my worth right now, what do I do to get Amanda to be worth more than that? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to settle for what you want to give me, because you're putting a number over my fighter's head. You know what I'm saying? You're telling me that my fighter's only worth $200,000. You know, for fans that don't know, because most fans are not fight educated in terms of behind the scenes, $200,000 is not what you take home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
$200,000. Yeah, no, but there's way more before then. You don't understand. Like the Katie Taylor fight, it was like, oh, 250,000, whatever the case is. Remember, the fight was supposed to be contested in Manchester, right? Yeah. They take a percentage. They take their taxes of that over there. There's no way to go around that. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. Number two, you got Katie Taylor is the champion, undisputed, 4 titles. Every one of those sanctioning bodies wants a piece of that. For a $100,000 purse, they're charging us for 3 titles, $16,000. Okay, wow. So mind you, if we're fighting for 4 titles and they're doing their mathematics with their percentages, now you're talking about Amanda's going to have to pay up over $25,000 or $20,000 on sanctioning fee. So the mathematic is you get 200,000. It breaks down to, after whatever withheld taxes they do over there, you know, you're talking about, let's just say 30, 40,000. And then you have to go into the percentage that the sanctioning bodies want. You know what I'm saying? Now you're left with taking care of your team. Now your promoter obviously has to make something from it. So when you hear $200,000, everybody's like, wow, that's the biggest purse Amanda's ever made. She should take that. I'll take $200,000 to get punched in the face, which is what everybody says. Oh, for 200,000, yo, that's a lot of money. But buddy, you don't take 200,000. By the time those things in Manchester happens, we take a pay cut. Now let's say we come home with 150,000. We have to pay state taxes here.
Yeah.
And then Amanda has to pay, obviously, me as the manager. We have a trainer. We have a cut man. Before you know it, Amanda's lucky if she pockets $70,000. Now, think of that. This is the biggest fight of your career, and you're taking $70,000. So, yeah. I mean, so what are you making? You're not making anything. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, as a manager, as a family, you know, that's my family, it's my sister-in-law, you know, I have to reinvent stuff sometimes. So I'm like, okay, if Amanda's only worth 200,000, what do I have to do to bring her value up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which, because I'm not going to settle for that. I'm not going to, because fans want to see a particular fight.
Nah, y'all shouldn't.
Right. My thing is, okay, do I have to step aside? Do I have to get my weight up? Not physically, but like, do I have to reinvent myself? Like people say, oh man, I got a job, man, but my job, you know, I don't make enough money to pay my bills. What do you have to do? You have to work more hours, or you have to take another job on the side to make sure that you make enough money to support your bills. So that's what I do with Amanda. Okay, listen, so we're not worth any more than 200,000. So I need to reinvent ourselves. We need to go somewhere else, do something, get our weight up, and then come back, and hopefully we'll be worth more money. You know what I'm saying? What I'm not going to do is, you know, I mean, we love our fans, but at the end of the month, when the mortgage comes in, I don't get my fans sending me a payment. You know what I'm saying? So as much as I love you guys, as much as I love the fans, remember one thing, my mortgage don't care about nothing. They, you know, I can't call my fan, hey, listen, you know, I know you love us, man. Can you drop me $2,000, man? I got to pay my rent. So everybody's like, oh, Amanda, oh, then they go into the stupidity, oh, we're scared. Okay, I don't know if you even understand what fear is. You know, I don't know much about MMA. We crossed over to MMA. Amanda went out there. She fought and won in her first MMA fight. She won the first 2 rounds. That 3rd round, she got taken to the floor. Buddy, that was the scariest feeling for me. As a trainer, they try to interview me. I talk a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
I had no words. I was like, what does she do? She's on the floor. That's not our forte. You know, people like, oh my God, she nearly almost got killed that last round. Thank God. You know, she didn't even know she could have tapped out. You know what I'm saying? That's we didn't know what MMA really was about. So the good thing, she didn't tap out. We lost that 3rd round at 10-8, you know, by 2 points. So the 2 points we had ahead, you know, got neutralized with that round, and we wind up getting a unanimous draw, which is 38-38 on all 3 judges' scorecard.
Yeah.
But what do? We go back to the gym. We start training on our weakness. We do a jiu-jitsu tournament that's just floor. She winds up, by the grace of God, we win a gold medal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we step right back into the MMA cage again. That tells you if a person is scared or if they aren't scared. You know, when they use that, and you know, sometimes I'm looking like, man, these people don't make no kind of sense. First of all, if a person is scared of the water, what do? You stay out of the water. Don't swim. Exactly. You know, other things you could do. Stay on land, walk, drive, fly. Just don't go in the water. If you're continuously going back in the ring and doing a combat sport, it means you're not scared. But there is something I'm scared of. I'm scared of the pays. I'm scared of how they discriminate against women. So people say, oh, yeah, Amanda's scared of. First of all, Katie's an excellent fighter, beautiful person. You know, Katie doesn't talk trash like people. You know, half of the things is writers and people, you know, putting words. They, you know, headings sound good when you say, oh, I know Katie Taylor said this or said that, but she doesn't do all that. You know, but on the flip side, She's right now 16-0 with 6 knockouts. I've never seen her kill somebody. I've never seen her knock somebody out cold. I mean, she was in the ring with her sister for 10 rounds.
Yeah.
There were no bruises, no nothing. So the question is, what is there to be scared of? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
there's no reason to be scared. What it is that we cannot settle for the money that's being offered. You know what I'm saying? So what we're doing now, we're going to do something for Amanda Serrano. You know, she's always wanted to be an undisputed champion, just like everybody else. That's their goal. Their goal is to dominate a weight. You know, we decided that, hey, listen, if the opportunities are everywhere else, then we're going to go take them. And rightfully so, we've done it. But because things are not going the way we wanted, we're going to make the sacrifices and do what we have to do for us. Okay, so my thing is, all right, well, Katie Taylor was offered $1 million, Amanda's offered 200 grand. You know, that's all she's worth. So my thing is, okay, so if I take Amanda and I get her to go out there and fight, beat the other champions of her division, become an undisputed champion, now I bring it back. Does an undisputed champion versus an undisputed champion, is that worth any more money? If they still come back with that same amount of money, I'm gonna have to figure something else out. There's a reality show that's gonna build Amanda's popularity. As a manager, I gotta correct my wrongs. My wrong is that if you don't think we're at her level on a marketability side, I have to make sure that we get Amanda that marketable. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna settle. So I believe Amanda's worth. If you're talking about Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano, it's one of the biggest female fights out there to be made. Then I don't see why one person making $1 million and the other one almost making less than 200,000.
That's too much of a gap,
right? It doesn't make sense. The numbers don't fit. You know, if it's supposedly the biggest and most talked about female fight, then those numbers should reflect that. It should reflect that, yo, these are the two best. So the numbers have to be, you know, a little closer. And by all means, I do respect her and I understand she's the more popular. You know, she has a team that's willing to invest money. You know, our team is not willing to invest much money on us. It's sad to say, but I got to keep it real. You know, my promoter is not looking to go in his pocket and spend any money on us. You know what I'm saying? Wow. I can't knock her for having Eddie to do that, you know what I'm saying? But what I can try to do is, like I said, try to bring my product a lot more polished at a higher level so that maybe now those numbers can go higher. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you know, all we have to do is keep winning. First, keep fighting, keep winning, looking great, and the fans and the powers that be in boxing are still going to want that fight. That fight, there's no way in the world Katie Taylor's ever going to make it through her boxing career without giving fans what they want. It works both ways. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We need the Katie Taylor fight. Katie Taylor needs the Amanda Serrano fight.
Boxing needs it. Boxing needs it.
But you see, both women are willing to do it. They want the fight. You know, so when people say, like, she'll say, oh, I don't think Amanda Serrano doesn't want the fight. No, that is incorrect. Amanda Serrano wants that fight. I don't want that fight for that type of money. You know what I'm saying? As a manager, remember, I make a percentage out of that fight. So if Amanda makes $20,000, my percentage is this small from that fight. So if I can get $1 million, then I have a huge percentage for myself. So as a businessman, someone who has dedicated a lot of my years to the Serrano sisters, I need to get paid at some point. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with titles. You know what I'm saying? Listen, 9-time 7-division world champion. If I never win another belt with Amanda, I'm not missing anything. You understand? So I look at it like, okay, the first 5 were whippy yay. Now it's like, oh, another belt. You know what I'm saying? What I'm missing is the finances. You know what I'm saying? So as a businessman, I need to figure out, how do I get my product to be worth what your product is? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing. Katie Taylor for Delphine Persuna rematch. She's doing a fight this weekend, right? She's continuing her legacy, her career. We're going to do the same thing. As long as we both keep fighting and we both keep winning and we both keep reminding the fans that we really do want that fight, something's going to have to give. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you got to remind us.
No, but the thing is, Eddie looks at it like, oh, okay, well, if she doesn't do what we want, how we want, whatever the case is, we'll just move right along. You can move right along, but the whole world doesn't move right along. They still want that fight. You know, his thing is, oh, you know, like me, I conned her. No, I didn't con anybody. You con me. First of all, your division is 135. If your fight is so keen, oh yeah, I want to fight Amanda Sen, you know, you're not talking about losing weight to come see us, right? So in other words, so we have to go up to 135, knowing they're legitimately with 126 pounds. We don't have a problem with that. Then they want to fight in their backyard, in their home. You know what I'm saying? That's number two. Then number three, they want to give you the amount of money that they want. You know, so when you look at it like as a businessman, as a manager, yeah, I'm fighting. I'm trying to get one thing on my side. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would be a crappy manager person if I abide by what everybody else does and says without, you know, fighting for my fighter. You know, you got home court advantage, which is where the fight's going to be held, okay, away from Madison Square Garden. I had no problem with that. It's at 135. Amanda walks around when she's not training, eating cakes, donuts, and cookies at 135. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. We're not 135 pounds. So that's another thing that we're doing. We're going up in division to give them that. And then
all the sacrifices.
Yeah, all the sacrifices. So they're mad because I'm problematic. You know what I'm saying? All of those things they want, and this guy's fighting for one thing. Like, come on, really? Can I at least try to get something? Listen, I think I did an okay job for a little while. From $120,000 that was offered, at least I was able to hear over $200,000 for one. So I think I'm on the right track. Yeah. It only went sour. It only went south when the coronavirus, which, you know, unfortunately we've all been affected by it. You know what I'm saying? You know, so we, you know, it got postponed from May. Then they said July. We were good with that. Then in July, there was like no. And we, like I said, we found out through his tweets. Never even a courtesy call or something, Amanda, you know, sorry. It's almost like we don't matter. You know what I'm saying? We're just like Katie Taylor's opponent. You know, I said, listen, anybody else that can live with that, then fine, you live with that. But remember, this is my family. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, this is my fighter. I'm not in the business of selling human beings. You know what I'm saying? I'm not selling her soul to anybody. There is no a dollar amount that's going to make me dishonor mine and my family. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, I'll turn $200,000 down because it's not I'm walking away with $200,000. That's just that. Yeah, the principle is 200,000. I believe that once it's all said and done, Amanda's lucky if she walks home with 90 grand out of that. You know what I'm saying? And then this is supposedly called her biggest purse. You know what I'm saying? I'm not happy with those numbers. You know, I love my fans. I love my island. You know, I apologize to them because I know, you know, fans, all they want to sit home and watch a great fight. They don't really care about Amanda Serrano. They don't care about Katie Taylor. You know what I'm saying? All they care about is doing things their way. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, myself, like I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue, you know, to fight hard. You know, people want to know, what is Amanda Serrano thinking? What is she doing? Well, what we're doing is we're trying to reinvent ourselves. He put out a tweet that says, oh, women, you know, they got to market themselves, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, so then that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to take my fighter. I'm trying to bring her value up so that when I bring it back to you, which is Eddie, you know, he'll look at Amanda and say, okay, you know, she did this, and that, you know, on top of what she had already did. You know what I'm saying? She's a little more popular, whatever it is that we decide to do. And maybe he'll be like, okay, now it's worth more. Before, it was us going for all her titles, right? And we've really, we had 7 divisions, but now we'll add undisputed to the 7 division.
Yeah.
It's almost like I'm making Amanda bigger as a whole, as a fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If not, listen, if not, there's beautiful fights out there. Michaela Mayers, I'm not even sure if I'm horrible with
Michaela Mayer, yeah.
Michaela, yeah, I'm horrible pronunciation, so I'm sorry, I don't want to kill nobody's name. She's shown, she mentioned interest in eventually moving up to 135 to fight Amanda, to fight Katie Taylor. Amanda's been called out. Listen, I mean, I think that in a way I've done a lot of right things, because Amanda was called out by Cecilia Breakers when she was 145 pounds. Again, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing. I mean, your name, because
I
I'm
call her the
terrible
first
with
lady.
that.
Say
The first lady. Jessica McCaskill, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's off, she's shown interest in fighting Amanda. I even had a girl, some Oriental girl at 102 pounds, call Amanda out. You know what I'm saying? So what do I do? People say like, oh, Amanda does. We don't argue. We're not keyboard thugs. I'm not going to run there. Oh, I'll beat this. Listen, I am honored when Michaela says she wants to eventually fight Amanda, when Jessica McCaskill was, that's an honor. You know why? Because these are the best girls acknowledging that Amanda's one of the best. You know what I'm saying? So why would I turn around, or Amanda, and go to war over a girl wanting to fight us? No, I thank you. I thank Cecilia Breakers. I thank Michaela Myers. I thank Katie Taylor. Any woman that's ever shown interest in fighting Amanda, I want to thank you, because what you're telling us is that you acknowledge that we're one of the top girls. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to turn around and shit on you, and I'm not going to, I'm going to smash your face, or you can't, because you know what? Talk is cheap. You know what I'm saying? Over the weekend, Devin Haney, whatever, he said he was gonna knock out
Gamboa.
Uribe Gamboa. He was gonna drop him 4 or 5 times, and then he was gonna knock him out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And although it was a good fight, mind you, he showed a lot of boxing skills. It was a solid, almost flawless performance and win. It was still criticized, because what came out of the mouth didn't match
what you sold the public.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I said to myself, what killed that fight was everything that was said before the fight, not the performance. The performance was beautiful. I was like, yo, I don't even think that kid got hit 3 times. The kid, Uroki didn't even land a punch, basically. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it got destroyed because everyone was anticipating him beating Tank Davis and Terrence Crawford's performances. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to knock this dude out way before any one of them did. You know what I'm saying? And that's why today people are criticizing him. Great fighter, man. The kid is solid. You know what I'm saying? Styles make fights. These other guys who think that because he didn't knock Gamboa out, that they got a sure win. That's not the way boxing goes, buddy. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't guarantee them that he's not going to outbox you and beat the crap out of you the same way he did to Gamboa. But the thing is, what came out of your mouth wasn't what you did. So with Amanda, I do the talking. Hate me, don't know me, whatever. Amanda does the fighting. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to say, although Amanda has 28 knockouts, we don't, listen, if a girl doesn't come to fight, it's almost impossible to knock her out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A girl has to come to engage to make it exciting. So we're not going to go out there and, we're going to knock this girl in 1 round. Listen, if it comes, we're going to take it. And if it doesn't come, we're going to box you. We're going to do other things. See, but at the end of the day, one thing is, you're not going to tell us, you said you were going to knock her out and you didn't do shit. You see what I'm saying? So this is a reason why when a girl says, I would like to fight Amanda Serrano, thank you. You know what I tell Amanda? Amanda, we definitely got another meal coming. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You know why? Because there's someone else out there showing interest. If I tell Amanda, listen, I think we're in a pretty great position. Cecilia wants to fight us. Jessica McCaskill wants to fight us. Katie Taylor wants to fight us. Michaela wants to fight us. We got Mariana Juarez, I don't know if she still wants to fight us after what happened to her. Then I got some Oriental 40-something-year-old girl that wants to fight us, and everybody in between wants to.
Everybody want a piece. Everybody want a
Yeah,
piece.
so I look at it like, I thank God. I'm like, God, I did something right. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to feed my family at least 2 or 3 more times because there's 3 girls that want to put hands on us. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm not going to shoot them down. All of these girls are great fighters. I look up to Clarissa Shields. Everybody's like, oh, to us, she's the greatest, man. It doesn't hurt us to call her the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't change the way we eat, the way we walk, the way we talk. You know what I'm saying? People are like, oh, but listen to me. That girl has earned the right to call herself whatever she wants because she has done what no one else has done. You know what I'm saying? 2 Olympic gold medals, as great as Katie Taylor was there, Taylor won 1. The next year, she didn't even medal. The next 4 years in second Olympic, she didn't even medal. So you got to kudos, hats off to Clarissa Shields. At 20-something years old, 3-division world champion. If you don't like her style, hey, listen, stay away from her. Like I tell people, listen, there's a lot of people that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I'm not a people person. But you know what I do? I stay with mine. You know what I'm saying? I stay around the people that I do like, even interviews. I tell, listen, I like this dude. This dude's a cool guy. So you know what? We'll reach out to you. Let's chop it up. You know what I'm saying? No, let's chop. So my thing is, instead of me calling, that guy's a dumb right, or listen, I'll stay away from the guys I don't like, and I'll only chop it up with the ones we like. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's the simplicity of our life. You know what I'm saying? But as far as scared, there isn't a person alive in this world that we're scared of. You know what I'm saying? Because, if there's anybody that should be scared of somebody, it's others scared of us. We're the knockout.
Y'all the one knocking everybody. Y'all the one knocking everybody else out.
And you know what's funny? Because people say, oh yeah, but look who she knocked out. That girl was nobody. But hello, you fought her and you didn't knock her out. So you're gonna talk to us and say that, Amanda, she only knocks out the bums. Yeah, the same bums. Because if I last mistaken, you get girls like Adina Kiss. Adina Kiss fought everybody. The only girls to ever stop her was Amanda and Michaela. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she's fought a lot of the big names. No one's ever stopped her. So I look at it like, you can't talk down to us because we're getting the job done in a different way. Even though, like I said, styles make fights. And I don't believe in just because we knocked her out, that you should knock her out. There's different ways of winning. The ultimate goal is to get that win. So what we're doing now is trying to, clear it up there, for the fans. Listen, the choice and the prerogative is yours. If you believe that we're scared, that's on you. I just don't see a reason why we should be scared of anybody. I don't think that nobody's scared. I think, boxing fans, that they want to be spoiled. And they want the fight when they want it. You know what I'm saying? But as a businessman, I cannot take, thank God I didn't take the first offer. The first offer, I'm telling you right now, plain blank. The first offer for Katie Taylor was $120,000. Okay. When I turned that down, it went up to 150, and I turned it down again, and it went up to 180, and I continuously turned it down, and eventually it went over to like a little over 200. We signed for that, and then they came back to us with the pay cut. You understand? So if I would have listened to people, or I would have went with the critic, he's scared, they don't want to fight. Okay, you know what? I was scared of the dollar amount. Yes, I was scared of fighting.
I'm coming home with $30,000.
You know what I'm saying? So I brought it up to almost another 100,000. So now the question is, who's right, me or you, the person that wanted me to take it for 120? So, and you know what? I still believe that $200,000 for that fight, if in fact is what people say, the biggest fight in female history, I think I need to get those numbers a little closer. I need to get, $1 million. It was on record that she was going to get $1 million to fight Amanda because that's the biggest fight. But it only showed that on Katie's side, not on Amanda's side. On Amanda's side, I was only being offered like 30,000-40,000 more than when we fought, Heather Hardy. You know what I'm saying? Heather.
I feel like that should be a mill piece, and that's why I'm gonna say this sense. You know why? Because, for example, Eddie Hearn prided himself in elevating women boxing. I believe this fight, which they say is the biggest fight, which Katie Taylor said herself that this is for the fight to be pound for pound the best. Now, if you're trying to elevate the sport of boxing, women boxing itself, and this is the biggest fight, and the women collectively, and even the men in the sport of boxing know for a fact that women get paid unfairly, then this is the opportunity to be a male, set a standard on what's the biggest fight. But for me, I looked at this fight, nobody should get paid lower than 500,000. I think,
and you know what? Listen, everybody, like if you talk about Wilder, oh no, he wants more, Joshua wants more. Listen, I said, listen, all respect to Katie Taylor. You want to give $1 million? I can't sweat someone else's pocket. I could only worry about my pocket. You understand? So you want to give $1 million, then fine. She gets $1 million. I'm trying to negotiate the best possible purse for us. You'd offer me $500,000. We would have been scrapping. We'll fight in the street if we have to. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I'm not looking for a 50-50. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for, listen, I'll take half of what you're getting. You understand? My thing is, you making $1 million, okay, you got the accolades, you want a gold medal, you got Ireland behind you, you got, you're an exciting fighter, you bring, asses to chairs, whatever it is, I said, listen, I'm not asking. All I'm asking is for financially to let those numbers reflect the title of the fight, the biggest female fight. If that is the biggest, you know what I'm saying, that's out there, I want those numbers to reflect that. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, those numbers don't match that, because if it's the biggest fight, why isn't it like a big payday for us? I'm actually getting ready to fight a unification against a girl, and that's going to be my biggest purse. And guess what? Heather Hardy is a bigger name. Heather Hardy's a warrior. Heather Hardy was an undefeated 22-0 world champion, and we got less money to fight Heather than the dollar amount that we're getting for our next fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So my thing is, wait a minute. Is it that where we're at, we're underappreciated? Does someone else somewhere else appreciate us more? Remember the saying, one person's trash is another person's treasure. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, hey, maybe, there's a method to my madness. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I did the right thing by, not taking this fight right now and going somewhere else. Someone else already showed me that they value us more than we were valued for there. I thought that, Eddie Hearn signing Amanda to a 3 or 4 fight deal was about, getting Amanda, building her up to the level that, I'm going to make this a super duper fight. I'm going to get these girls on an even playing field, and we're going to do it to win the audience on female boxing. Yeah. It was never that. It was just a plain blank opponent. That's all they want. All they want is an opponent. They want to win. They want 100% win. You know what I'm saying? They don't want a 50-50 fight. They don't, all our fights were almost like, I was even told, and this is, God is my witness on my children. I was told, listen, we'll give you 50, 60,000 the first fight. You can pick anybody. It could be a bum. We don't care. Because why? Because all they cared about was a fight with Katie Taylor. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I told my promoter, I said, no, I don't want to use that as a bump. I said, let us have to sacrifice. And I took the 115, which Amanda had to bust her ass making that weight. I said, let's continue to make big noise so that we can, level the playing field. The second fight, they told me, yo, why don't you just go get it? I was like, no, Heather's a good fight. You know, Heather was undefeated. Heather's a beast. You gotta hit that girl with a bat. She's not going nowhere. You know, we knew that. She was our sparring partner, and we loved her for that. Heather was like, man, this girl is she human? You know what I'm saying? Because she wouldn't quit. So I said to myself, I could have gotten the same amount of money for a much easier fight. But I didn't want that. I said, look, it looks better for us to beat a 22-0 world champion than it is to get a guarantee easy freaking 7-2 girl. You know what I'm saying? And I was going to get paid the same amount of money. So I told them no. I said, let's get the best possible fights. The difference is this. A lot of girls are not going to fight Amanda for stupid money. Heather didn't fight Amanda for $20,000. Heather didn't fight Amanda for $50,000. Heather didn't fight Amanda for $70,000. You know what I'm saying? It was a bigger purse. So at the end of the day, she knew it was taking a chance, but she also knew that it was a decent payday for her. So she figured, okay, so my logic is every girl out there will fight Amanda if you give them the right money. No one would listen. People say Mike Tyson was the most feared in the world, but how could he have been the most feared? He's had over 40 something fights, almost 50. There was 50 dudes that went in the ring with him. You know why? Because the money was right. You see what I'm saying? So no one's gonna turn Katie Taylor down because they getting their biggest purse. But if you do that with Amanda, if you offer a girl, listen, you know, fight Amanda for X amount of money, they're gonna be like, man, it's a rough fight, but it's a good pay. I'll do it. I had girls drop their titles because they didn't want to fight Amanda. Then we got that stigma. Oh, yeah, she's fighting for vacant title. Yeah, they weren't vacant. Sabrina Perez was the 122 champion. We went to purse bids. And because the numbers were disgusting, she said, hell no. You know what? To this day, I give her credit. If I was her, I wouldn't afford Amanda for no $10,000. That was her purse. $10,000 to fight Amanda Serrano for your title. She said, listen, take your offer and take your title and shove it where the sun don't shine. I'm not going to go out there and get killed for $10,000. So what do? Do we not fight? Because you do what Katie Taylor's doing. Now Katie Taylor is going out there defending a title against a girl that's probably really tough, but no one even heard of her. You know what I'm saying? It's called Stay Active. Then we were supposed to fight for the 140 title. The champion was Esteche. Esteche wanted more money than they were offering her. And because she didn't get the money that they were offering her, she didn't take the fight. So the title becomes vacant. What do we have to do? We have to find an opponent. We found good opponents. They were offered shit money. They were like, no way. So only a girl that has nothing to lose steps up. Like, well, I ain't got nothing to lose. I mean, like, so Jamila Reynoso stepped up and took the fight. You know what I'm saying? So I try to tell people, if you know boxing, you'll understand what's behind those numbers. Yeah, you know, we should be so lucky that every title that we want is vacant. It doesn't work that way.
So let me ask you a question. So let's say y'all go to this fight and y'all get the unification. Y'all beat your opponent and y'all striving to be undisputed with the 7th division world champion plus the undisputed. And then y'all go to Katie Taylor. Wouldn't y'all worth more than Katie Taylor?
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping, like, what else do I have to do? Like, you know, I don't know. I'm trying. Okay, being a 9-time 7th division world champion, she's only worth a certain amount of money. Not to my satisfactory. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to reinvent us. Like, what do we do? Okay, so let's give them what she has. She's an undisputed champion. Let's imitate her in that aspect and then come back and say, okay, listen, on top of being a 7th division world champion, the only one in the world to have that, we're also, like you, an undisputed champion. If you think you're worth X amount of money because you're undisputed champion, well, we'll meet you halfway. We're giving you the same thing. We're undisputed champion. I don't know if there's ever been an undisputed champion versus undisputed champion in the history of boxing. Maybe this could be the first one. That's number one. Number two, so now on top of all that, on top of being a 7th division world champion, on top of being an undisputed champion, I am still, you listening to this? I'm still not demanding or requesting 50-50. I'm not doing that. I'm going to still give Katie Taylor the respect she deserves, and she has Ireland behind her. She's got great sponsors. Unfortunately, her marketability is better than us. I'm not, I don't lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and say, listen, she has things that we don't have, and I respect that. I said, so I will not disrespect her, Eddie, or anybody and say, oh, I'll only fight her if it's 50-50. I don't want 50-50. You know what I'm saying? I don't want a mil versus a mil. Listen, give me half of what you're making. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want. If you're making a mil, listen, I'll take half a mil. You know what I'm saying?
1.5, a 1.5 pot. That's good.
Listen, so I'm looking, and if it's to elevate the sport, it is elevate women's boxing. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to do it. They want to treat us like an opponent. And I'm not going to allow that. You know, fans could criticize. It's all right, because when I go to sleep, I have no fans around me. When I'm thirsty in the middle of the night, I want a glass of water, I can't call any of my fans and tell them, listen, can you bring me a cup of water? So in all honesty, I don't give a fucking rat's ass.
I was already tight when they said I was going to be the co-main event to somebody.
Yo,
that fight
see,
was.
It doesn't. You see what I'm saying? Listen, Heather Hardy and Amanda Serrano sold the fucking garden. You know what I'm saying? They use these girls' faces. We're there promoting. We're doing all get up at 6 a.m, go here. We did all that. We were at one point, we weren't even the co-main event. We weren't even the co-main event.
I was in that press conference. I was there for Heather Hardy and Amanda Serrano.
Then guess what? And then guess what? All praising, to Haney. Great fighter. Papi, but you're not from New York. You're not from my hood. You know what I'm saying? This fight is being held in my hood. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at the time, he wasn't even a legit world champion then. He was going for the interim title. This is two women that are from New York that were selling tickets, that were fighting for a legitimate world title. And we were being sidestepped by a non-title bout. Was supposed to be the co-main event. When that fight fell off, then they elevated us. You understand?
Yeah.
And I remember having to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and say, yo, we got to go promote this thing. And there was no Haney. There was nobody around doing it. It was the girls.
Yeah.
But when the night came, it was all about them. But you know what? God doesn't like ugly. You know what I'm saying? And what happened? After the female fight, that place got quite empty. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, people lie. You lie, I lie, she lies, but numbers don't lie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once the women's fight was over, there were tons of people who got up and left.
And when y'all was working outside, there was more people.
You see? What does that tell you? Everyone came to see the girls fight. Listen, this is not about disrespecting Haney. Great champion. He's going to be in a hell of a fight. He is now. He's going to be a superstar. No doubt about that. But at that particular time, there was no reason why he should have been put above the girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The girls are incredible fighters. They wanted to give Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor the co-main event to who was it?
Povetkin and White.
Did you see that fight?
Yeah, it was a knockout.
Like, really? Like,
but I was living. I said, nah.
But you know what? Listen,
this
is a man, Eddie Hearns, who claims that he wants to do women the right way. Listen, Eddie, if it's Anthony Joshua, yo, don't even put us, but throw us in the first match. You know what I'm saying? If the card warrants that, if the fights that you're putting on warrants that, then, and if you're not doing it for Amanda, then do it for Katie. Katie's, one of your cash cows. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She deserves a main event. You know what I'm saying? That particular fight deserved to be a main event. But again, he finds a subtle way of doing what he wants, and that's the politics of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Amanda could have been a Katie Taylor. But
But
I'll be
because
honest with you.
but because media goes one way, they go in the Eddie,
Yeah,
and they don't
listen.
listen to the other side of the story.
Right. It's all about it. That's the way it is. But my thing is, listen, I have a vision. We got the fighter. She's capable, willing, able to do stuff. But remember, you know, we love, listen, I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with Lou DiBella. I love him. I respect him. He's given us a lot of opportunity, but he's no Eddie Hearns. He ain't going in his pocket for nobody. You understand? So the difference is that, you know, Eddie would pay to make sure that Katie Taylor gets what she wants and deserves. Lou makes it, you know, like, you know, if it's affordable, yes. If it's not, it ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So by today,
So there's no risk taken. There's no risk taken.
You see what I'm saying? And it's almost like some promoters and managers, they sign fighters and it's like swim or sink. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna sign you and you're gonna have to make it to the top on your own with your achievements. You know what I'm saying? And then you have good promoters and you have good managers that are willing to bite the bullet with the fighter. I've bit the bullet with my fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? We done, you know, not literally, we done ate crap together. And then we've had some pretty nice meals together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But one thing is the loyalty is going to last because, you know, I've never been a filthy rich man. I've never quite really been really poor either, but I've been content. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I do is I'm not into selling people and especially my family. You know what I'm saying? So I'm that dude that will turn down 200,000 if I feel that the intent is disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? If you treat me right, I probably would take that same fight for half of what I turned down. You understand? Because respect to me goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a ball buster. I'm not a keyboard gangster. You know what I'm saying? I'm a street man. Those who know me know me. You know what I'm saying? But one thing, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna say, oh, I'll do this, and when I see you, I do that. Realness doesn't talk like that. If I'm gonna put my foot up your ass, I'm just gonna put it up your ass. I'm not gonna warn you so that you could prepare yourself. You know what I'm saying? So all these guys, they come, oh yeah.
How many times you had to hold yourself?
A million times, man. Listen, man.
in the corporate room.
Listen, I have a wish list, man. I better never get cancer, know that I'm gonna die in a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Because if I did, I'm just gonna go out there and I'm gonna go down my list, man. And I'm gonna do some real harmful shit to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna care because I'm gonna die anyway. You figure? So I'm looking at it like, you know, I always tell the girl it's very important.
Perdónalo, Dios.
Yo, God forbid. You know what I'm saying? But I always tell people, man, if I ever had an expiration date and I knew it beforehand, I'm taking motherfuckers with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, for real. Because there's a lot of people that are disrespectful, that, you know, say and do shit, and then they have 911 on speed dial. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even have to hit the 911 because they have it with that one number. You touch it and go straight to 911. I said, you know, so I work a little different. So my thing is listen, leave me alone. And we Gucci. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to bother nobody. I'm going to stay away from everybody. You're not going to hear me talking nonsense on Twitter. I put stuff. Sometimes people make comments. You know, there was a comment the other day, and it was a subtle comment. It wasn't, you know, crazy. And we replied back, but we didn't reply back with some rough shit.
Some clever.
Yeah, and you know, everybody, oh man, yo, I can't believe they didn't respond. That was almost like a call out. I said, listen, call outs don't piss me off. Yeah. If you don't call me out after a while, then I'm pissed off we're doing something wrong. I said, so because a young lady feels that in the future she want to scrap with us, that doesn't bother me. That makes me happy. Like I said, that guarantees me a meal. You know what I'm saying? In months to come. So I look at things different. Other people like, oh man, they're scared. Scared of what? You know, she's a woman to go out there. You know, we got fans right now. You know, we got this gentleman who called us up. Listen, I'm gonna send you a payment. You know, this little girl, she's a fan of yours. She wants you to send her like a cameo. You know, her birthday. Okay. She will be elated. You know what I'm saying? So now Amanda has women like that, little girls and parents. You know, would you pay for a filthy mouth, potty mouth girl to give your daughter a shout out? Hell
No,
no. You see what I'm
no.
saying? So I look at it like, listen to me, man. It's not that serious, man. You know, I want to sell a fight. I'm gonna sell the fight based on my skills and my accomplishment, not because I'm calling anybody out. Don't get me wrong. It works for some. Ali made that famous. You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
call people out and talk about them. Clarissa does a great job at doing it. You know what I'm saying?
And
That's our girl.
and she's still getting shortchanged too.
Exact. But at the end of the day, it looks good on her. You know what I'm saying? That's a big monster girl with a lot of skills. You know what I'm saying? That girl can fight. She fights like a dude, no disrespect. The girl, you know, she was born for what she does. You know what I'm saying? So when she says it, it looks good. It doesn't look good if you 5 feet tall and say King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Come on, nigga, stop it. You know what I'm saying? If you 5 feet tall, you can't say King Kong ain't got nothing on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you 7 something and 300 and something rock diesel hard, and you say that, I'll look and be like, damn, that's a big bro right there. He right. You
But
see,
I'm gonna keep it real with Amanda knocking everybody out. Imagine if she talk, she's the one that really backs it up.
yeah, but again,
she be like, I'm gonna knock you out. We believe Amanda. We might not believe everybody else.
Okay, but here's the thing. So you're gonna offer me 100,000 for Katie Taylor. So you mean to tell me that if Amanda says I'm gonna knock Katie Taylor out, they're gonna give us more money?
They should, because if put it this way, if in women boxing they say what's missing is knockouts, so you telling me you got the best
we got
of the
that.
That's what I'm saying. So we got the best of the best. Katie Taylor, all her accolades, 7th division world champion. Ain't no woman ever going to do it. Maybe no woman ever going to do it. Plus, we're bringing knockouts as a possibility. Because I go into women boxing, I'm gonna watch women boxing, but I know I might not see no knockout. I'm going into that fight like it's gonna go 12. It's gonna go a whole 10.
75%. You're not gonna see a knockout.
Yeah, probably 80. I don't remember the last time, you know, like, of course, there's like how many a year that we see a knockout. But see, I'm going watching the best fight in women boxing, and the possibility of a knockout is very, very high.
Yes.
That's box office.
And you know what? And I'm going to keep it 100. Everybody says, yo, there's certain fights that we don't go looking for knockouts because, you know, we want to entertain. You know, we want people, you know, to see that, yeah, we could go 10 right. No, because I've been one to criticize guys and knock everybody out. I'm always, well, I like to see what happens when he gets hit, or I want to see when he goes out there and he lasts another X amount of rounds. You know what I'm saying? So I've shown that. But when you fight Katie Taylor, you got to knock her out. You're not getting no gift from the judges. You know what I'm saying? There's no way in the world anyone's getting a decision with Katie Taylor. You know
there's
what I'm saying?
People that felt that she lost her last fight.
Listen, there's people. We were one that we thought that Delphine won the first fight. The second one, we still thought she edged her out a little bit, but we don't want to be haters because people will say, "Oh, you only saying that because of, you know." So I still thought that Delphine edged her out. Delphine, you know,
a lot of people felt that.
You know, I thought that it wasn't as crazy as the first one, but I still thought that she still did enough. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, like I said, we're not judges, and you know, we don't give opinions. You know what I'm saying? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them, and most of them stink. You know what I'm saying? So we make it our business not to talk about whatever happened. Listen, we're not the judges. But truth be told, do you believe in your heart that a decision goes in anyone else's favor other than the person that's putting up all his money? Remember, judges look at it like this. Okay, the promoter's fight is this one. If we go against this fighter, he's going to have more shows and we're not going to be around to judge. So why give it to this girl? Although we thought she won, she doesn't throw shows. So we'll give her the victory and she'll never give us work anymore. You understand? So there's certain fights where you need a knockout. And I'm telling you right now, anyone who ever fights Katie Taylor is gonna have to, you know, summon a knockout, because it's
Has
gonna
to be
be
perfect.
almost impossible to get a decision. You understand what I'm saying? So I try to tell people, but you know what? I'm not gonna go out and say we're gonna knock her out. You know, boxing is the theater of the unexpected. You know what I'm saying? You never know what's gonna happen. See, boxing's about a sport of inches. You know what I'm saying? You get hit here, you don't get knocked out. If it went just a little more, you get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Some body shots, oh, he took a good body shot. Other guys, you tap them in the body and they're down and out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just about where you land the shot. You know what I'm saying? You could be winning and get knocked out. You see what I'm saying? So I'm never going to make predictions. Ali did it. It worked good for him. You know, he wasn't always right, but it worked well for him. That's one thing that we never do. We don't make predictions. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, listen, we're going in there to try to stop it in the first round, but ready to go 10 rounds. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to talk down to anybody, because everyone that steps in the ring is putting it on the line just like we are. You know, as far as scared is concerned, we don't even know how to spell the word. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't exist in our vocabulary. You know, we're ready to fight anybody. You know what I'm saying? Just make it right. Be fair. You know, don't be disrespectful, and we're good.
Let me ask this. When you hear that women supposed to, they should market themselves more. When you hear that, do you mean they mean that market yourself as talking, or market yourself as showing more of your body? I forgot who was talking about that.
There was a big thing the other day
Yeah,
on
like a
Twitter,
couple of,
like a war over these situations.
yeah.
My thing is this: you should market yourself in a way that you're proving that people want to come see you. I don't think showing body is what it's supposed to be. Like, we don't do bikinis and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Classy. She's classy.
Katie Taylor doesn't do that. You know, Katie Taylor doesn't do that.
No.
You know, Clarissa Shields doesn't do that. You know, occasionally she'll put some sexy stuff. Beautiful women, they take care of themselves. They're proud of their bodies, but they're not selling flesh for likes. You know what I'm saying? You know, I know a lot of girls on Instagram that sell, you know, flesh for likes. You know what I'm saying? But these girls are not the ones. But I do understand what he's trying to say. Like, in other words, you know, prove to us that people want to come see you. You understand? Like Heather Hardy and Amanda. We proved that in New York, these girls could sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? I had people come to my house to pick up 7, 8, 9 tickets. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, this thing is awesome. You know, let me take this phone because it might die out, but I understand what he's saying, man. I really do. You should market yourself. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to go out there and bring something to the table. Because remember, how do these promoters, let me get the thing back, baby. How do these promoters make their money back? You understand? So if you're a girl that doesn't sell any tickets, you know, it's going to be hard for you. Remember, if a promoter is paying for a fight, let's say like when we started, you know, my sales pitch was like, listen, you know, give Amanda $2,000. The opponent wants $2,000, right? So I'm going to sell $7,000 worth of tickets, which means my ticket sales are going to pay for the whole entire fight. And I'm going to allow for the promoter to make a few hundred, you know, a few $1,000s.
Yeah.
That promoter wants you back because you didn't cost them any money. But if I put a girl to fight and the fight costs $5,000 and Amanda sells $1,000, that promoter just lost $4,000 of his own money. Chances are he's not going to put you back on. As crazy as it sounds, he doesn't want to lose money. You understand? So Heather was the one to first crack that. Heather was always selling way more tickets than the money she was paid. She became the first lady of the Bella. There were a lot of people that hated on Heather. We weren't one of them. We say, listen, she's worth her weight. You know what I'm saying? It's just like some people say, yo, you're worth your weight in gold. Heather was fighting for $4,000, but the girl was selling $20,000, $30,000. So you know what? As a promoter, I want that girl back because I'm taking 10 grand from my pocket. So
my fault. I'm sorry. Y'all still sound with Lou DiBella.
Yeah, we're still with Lou DiBella because,
And
like I said, you know, as bad as he is, he's better than everybody else. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's
make
almost
it
like
make it sound sense. Make it.
no. Listen, it's like the elections.
That's
Everybody
like, man,
says,
she a
"Oh,
bad girl, man. I don't like her, but I'll
Biden
marry
is
her.
no. Listen, Biden is no good. Trump is no. All right, so we're gonna go with the less of the two evils. You know what I'm saying? So DeBella
Yeah,
is, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. There's certain things that he doesn't do. You know what I'm saying? But Heather was one of the first girls that showed selling power, and she would go out and she would hustle and she would sell more tickets than the money that was spent in her bouts. You know what I'm saying? So she became the first woman of the Bell Entertainment. She was the first one to fight at the Barclay. And you know what? Truth be told, man, she's very exciting. You know, listen, shit happens. You know, we were friends, then we stopped being friends. You know, there was some little bit of animosity. But truth be told, man, I could never ever take away the reality. The reality was and is that the girl is a fucking beast, tough as hell. I can. It doesn't matter how you turn it. However, she is what she is, and she was great for boxing in New York. She opened a lot of doors. The reason why a lot of the New York girls are signed today was because of Heather Hardy. You know what I'm saying? She opened the door and she showed Lou wasn't about women boxing. Then he was like, "Hey, wait a minute! This girl is, holding her own." And you know what? Then he was like, "Oh shit! Now today, he's probably has more women than any other promoter out there." You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And then of course he had Amanda, he had Cindy, and you know what? He's trying. You know what I'm saying? He's trying, and I
Or
still got to give him credit.
is it a loyal thing? Is it sometimes you probably are too loyal right now?
Well, I mean, loyalty with me comes a long way because despite something wrong that you might do to me, I always have to keep in mind the fact that, when no one cared, you did. You understand? There was a
But
time.
how about if you turn it around and say that loyalty is also saying, I'm loyal to you. I can't do this for you, and you deserve more. I feel that that's also loyal.
I mean,
If you look at it that way, like, I'm loyal to you. Look, I really can't do what you deserve, so I want you to go out there because I don't want to hold you back. That's
see,
loyalty.
but see, that goes with honor. What you're saying is to be honored. To honor what you're doing. Like, in other words, if you have a woman and you don't feel like you're the proper man for her, don't be selfish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Don't
let her
keep her
go.
around. Let her live her life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
in boxing, promoters are always thinking that something's going to happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, there were times when no one cared and he was there. And then there's times when I felt that we were being taken advantage of, but that's life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think that everyone's going to do what you want, how you want it, when you want it, you're living in the wrong world, man. This world was built on deceit. You know what I'm saying? It was built on shitting on the next person. You know what I'm saying? The biggest people that run this country stepped on so many toes and so many people. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way the ball bounces. My loyalty is unconditional. You know what I'm saying? There was a time when I called a lot of those other big people and I offered, and the minute I said women, they literally hung up the phone on me. They're like, "Oh, like, nah, she needs to be in the kitchen cooking and having babies." You know what I'm saying? I listen. I've gotten shit like that. Like, nah,
yeah.
we don't mess with women. You know what I'm saying? And Lou at least had the decency of carrying a conversation and saying, "Look, there's not much marketability for them, but we'll do this together. Let's see what we could do." You know what I'm saying? And there were times when, it was like, "Yo, it's not worth it." You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Hey, Lou, man, I still need the opportunity." And he was like, "All right, I'll give it to you." You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not going to hold him to the standard of being perfect because I'm far from that. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I feel that, he held out long enough that he deserves to be with us. In fact, my contract with Lou is just about over, And
Okay.
I'm honestly not looking to go anywhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I'm not looking because all the times that he had
PBC
us,
don't care about
we
boxing. PBC at Top
no,
Rank. They don't.
they don't listen. Listen. Right now, I'm happy that Michaela, has Top Rank. Top Rank really doesn't. They don't like women. Al Heyman don't mess with women. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a fetish for it. That's what they
Es
call it, a
pájaro, es
fetish.
pájaro.
Listen, whatever it is, you said it, not me. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, they don't like it. And then you got Golden Boy, and Golden Boy. Some of these guys like to play and pretend. You know what I'm saying? So they'll sign a girl here and there so that no one could discriminate against them. But you could see that the way they push their women is not the way that the real guys push their women. Like Golden Boy is no Eddie Hearns, is no Top Rank, or no DeBella when it comes to women. You know what I'm saying? These other three people that I mentioned are actually, taking chances. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So
so
they didn't take no interest. Like let's say we have free
no.
agents, they won't take the interest.
No, I didn't take interest. No, I mean I've been in the room where Amanda won WBO Fighter of the Year, and we were right there taking pictures with Oscar De La Hoya and everybody, and he was like, "Wow!" And everybody, "Yo, she's amazing." He looked right through her, like they were talking about someone that wasn't physically there. You know what I'm saying? He showed no interest. Then, when this whole facade thing came about the women, everybody ran out and snatched a woman or two. Like, in other words, just in case this thing does happen, I want to have something. You know what I'm saying?
Just in case that they don't look at the company like, oh man, yeah.
Oh, no. Or just in case this thing really does blow up, let's have at least one or two. You know what I'm saying? Let's not be the only ones with nothing. And I believe that's why a lot of these women are getting, signed now, because remember, that goes with the sanctioning bodies too. Remember, for a very long time, there was no WBC, BA, BO, IBF women's titles. We all ran with the Women's International Boxing Federation. We went with the Women's International Boxing Association. Those were the only titles that women won. You know what I'm saying? And then when the big powers saw that, oh, wait a minute, there's some action going on there, then they jumped on board. You know what I'm saying? So for many years, none of the major organizations wanted anything to do with females. So with all that being said and done, we're just grateful to be around. We're still working on our craft, like I said, for our fans, for you guys. We always, because sometimes we go MIA and we just, stay away. But we wanted to let everybody know, listen, we're working super hard. We have some fight days coming coming forward. We are interested in getting all these fights, and my wishful list, if God shines on us, would be to get not one but all of those fights that are being mentioned. You know what I'm saying? I would love, Amanda to unify her 126, to get the opportunity to fight for 8th division against Jessica McCaskill. I would definitely like Cecilia Brækhus. I want to, definitely, hopefully we can make the right money situations happen for Katie Taylor.
Don't McCaskill and Brækhus got a rematch though, right?
Yeah, but anything happens in boxing. You know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? And then now with Michaela, doing really good things and having a super duper nice promoter that's really going out for her. That's also a possibility. So when you look at it, man, it looks really nice. Moving forward, not to say that these fights are going to happen, because again, this is business. You know what I'm saying? This is not, the Wild West. This is not a tough man competition where you just go in there and you start winging punches and, stuff like that. It has to make sense, man. I mean, I don't think that any of these girls are going to step in the ring with Amanda for peanuts either. You know what I'm saying? It has to make sense for them, because, anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? Every time you step in the ring, is a 50-50 chance that you could win or lose. You know what I'm saying? I never thought that Teofimo was gonna beat Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? Thank God
you should have listened to me, my brother.
Listen, and you know what? Respectfully, listen, but my thing is, I'm glad I'm not a betting man, or I would have lost my house. You know what I'm saying? Because I honestly didn't see that happening. You know what I'm saying? But hey, listen, hats off to Teofimo. He did a fantastic job. He exposed, Lomachenko. The way he acted wasn't like the champion that we all know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the new generation. So by all means, you know, I'm not a betting man, but I didn't see that coming. You know what I'm saying? So for all these girls that are out there, you know, you got to understand one thing. Don't sell out. Don't give in. If the money's not right, don't do it. Because remember, if Amanda takes a fight for a little bit of money, we don't raise the bar. You know what I'm saying? You have to raise the bar. We have to make sure that female fighters start getting millions of dollars, that Katie gets that $1 million fight, that Amanda gets 500,000, so that when it's
Million, man.
but even though let's say a million for Katie, 500 for Amanda, that already sets the bar where there's been women that have made that much. You know what I'm saying? We can grow from there. The idea is to get it to that level and then try to push it further after that. Because right now, we're nowhere near $1 million, in female boxing. You know what I'm saying? So, and in MMA, there has been,
I
Ronda
think
made, I think, $2-3 million in one of her
okay.
fights. You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to raise the bar. And sometimes, you can't be selfish. I can't be a sellout because remember, there's little fans coming up, girls that are, putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that when they do turn pro, they can at least pay their freaking, their bills. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just like being exploited, remember, and I'll tell you, and this is a sad truth, man. This is no lie. We fought, Amanda and Cindy have fought world title fights for $2,000 to $3,000.
Wow.
And that is disgusting. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, tell Eddie or anybody that hire me and I'll promote this fight to the point of reach 1 million. I'll write the whole thing, man. I got it all down packed.
Yes, listen. And you know what? Maybe if they if they show respect for the women, maybe they'll get better results. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that women are so so easily being disrespected that sometimes, man, some women lose the fight. Like I love Layla MacArthur, you know what I'm saying? But Layla MacArthur hasn't fought really in a long time. Every time she fights is after a 1 or 2 year layoff. It's hard to look great when you're when you have all this ring rust from not training. You know what I'm saying? So people like, oh, she doesn't, okay, she might not look as great as she used to, but remember, she fights like Santa Claus once a year. It's hard to stay sharp. You know what I'm saying? We try to stay sharp. For many years, I had to take my girls to DR, and people, oh, he's padding the record. No, the girls weren't doing anything. It's either you go out there and stay active or you get ring rust. The only time women really want to train is when they have a fight. You know what I'm saying? So by me taking them to DR, they knew that they had to train. And they know that those girls over there for 1 or 2 rounds, they're coming guns blazing. After they realize 2 rounds they're not going to win, then they're like, okay, well, then we're just going to get a payday. But the first 1 or 2 rounds, you need to be careful because they're going to come out guns blazing. So, but like I said, we're in a good situation now. Great things are happening. We got a December date to unify the 126.
Say it again. Say it again. The announcement.
Okay, we're fighting December. In December 10th, we got a fight coming up in Vegas. It's to unify the 126-pound championship, which is Amanda's legitimate weight class. And then after that, we have a guarantee fight, which nothing other than life, taxes, and death is guaranteed. But so far on paper, we have that we get Jelena Malcenovich for the other part of that title. After we do that, I want to go back to Eddie Hearns and Katie Taylor and see if that accomplishment warrants for us to be paid a little more. If not,
okay. Go.
Okay, I'm looking to get a fight with Jessica McCaskill. You know what I'm saying? If that fight happens, if not, like I said, you know, I have Katie turns us down and stuff like that. I know Michaela Myers is gonna unify the 130, and eventually she's, you know, talking about going up to 135 and
Wait,
doing really.
where's the fight? The zone.
Who? No, the zone don't want to know me.
So,
No,
where y'all fighting at?
no, the fight.
What network?
The thing is they're putting out their announcement, but it's in Vegas. You know, the name, I just got to hold off a little bit in the next couple of days, but definitely not the zone. The zone, they want to kill me. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Like,
You're done.
yeah, no,
Ya no
listen.
Canelo, no Amanda.
No,
No
listen.
subscribe. Ya me voy ahí ya.
Yeah. Listen, and you know what, bro? On top of that, I still support them, and I still got my subscription to, you know. I mean, listen, the zone is a good, you know, it's a good thing. Like, I look at it like this. Listen, man, one bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch for me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I had and it's not like even Eddie Hearns is a bad guy. He's a good guy. You know, he's doing the best he can for women boxing. He's a businessman. He's trying to make money. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna do whatever he can. You know, I can't knock him for it, but I don't have to agree with him either. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing in life. You know, I'm not gonna knock him for it. I'm just not gonna applaud him for it either. You know what I'm saying?
Eddie, give Katie 1.2 mil and give Amanda a mil, and you're gonna see an aftermath. Y'all not gonna regret it.
Listen, all Eddie has to do is listen. Pay Katie Taylor the $1 million that you offered her, and give Amanda something reasonable, something that you know it's not. You know, don't treat us like an opponent, because the heading on that fight, you know, it's labeled as one of the best and biggest fights out there for women's boxing. You understand? So please don't treat us like an opponent. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, that's disrespect. If you disrespect me, you're gonna get you're gonna get rejection from me. My thing is, if you respect me and you honor me, your chances are that we're gonna be friends for a long time. Like I said, Lou DiBella soon is not going to be my promoter on paper, but he's always going to be our promoter, because you know what? Because he did a lot of great things for us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not looking to go nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm going to end my career. Amanda's career is going to be ended with Lou DiBella. You know what I'm saying? Lou DiBella is going to be our promoter, and no matter if it's in MMA, no matter wherever we go, you know, he got that from us. You know what I'm saying? He was good to us.
No te conda, man. The fans want to see you.
No, no. So
I'm here.
no. You know, like I said, a lot of these things, and I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of these things, the reason why I come on here, because you know, some fans are ruthless, you know what I'm saying, and I'm more than sure that I'm gonna get a lot of negativity, but I'd rather, you know, I'm a big dude, you see that I'm built this way to be able to absorb all that negativity. You know what I'm saying? Amanda's just a fighter. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't deserve to be disrespected. You know, she's going out there, she's putting it all on the line, and I just, you know, sometimes you have to protect yours. It's just like your kids. You have to defend them, whether they right or wrong, or whatever the case is. Mm-hmm. Amanda doesn't need to have people disrespect her, because in all reality, she really doesn't call the shots. Just like Katie Taylor's, like, you know, Katie Taylor just did something today or yesterday with Ak and Barack. And she said, well, I never know who I'm fighting. I'm always told who I'm fighting. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's the same thing with Amanda. Amanda doesn't sit there and have a list of people she wants to fight. You know, she can't just tell me, oh, I want to fight this girl tomorrow. Well, guess what? Who's paying for that? You know what I'm saying? The people that are paying are the ones who suggest, you know, and then they give me a number. If you tell me, listen, I'm going to give Amanda $5, then I'll tell you, okay, for $5, Amanda wants a girl that's dead. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So think about it. You give me a number, and I accommodate the quality of the fight based on that number. Now you tell me, listen, I'm giving you 100,000. I'm like, anything shy of the really big names, we'll fight anybody, you know. So I tell them, listen, man, let's go for the titles, let's go for the champion. That's the trend now, right? Everybody's trying to unify. I said, listen, I don't want to go against the grain. I want to go with them. You know what I'm saying? So right now, the big thing is all champions versus champion. I said, I want to stick to that. I want to honor all these women that are doing this. And I don't want to freaking, you know, go the opposite way. So I'm going to honor them, and I'm going to follow suit. You know what I'm saying? Listen, that's the new thing. Champion versus champion. Here we go. Let's go get those champions. You know what I'm saying? Once we get what we all want, everybody wants to unify, become undisputed, and then we start fighting each other. The most important thing is we all have to continue to win. Because remember, if anywhere along the line you take a loss, you're out of the running. You know what I'm saying? Like, you no longer are in charge of, you know, the situation. So right now, the girls that are calling the shots are Amanda, Michaela, Clarissa, Katie Taylor, McCaskill. You know what I'm saying? But those are the girls that are continuously winning. Everybody else just gotta, you know, you gotta get back up and prove yourself again. You know what I'm saying? Now people don't want to hear you because you're only as good as your last fight. You know what I'm saying? And if you just came off of a loss, nobody really cares what you have to say. And it's unfortunately because some losses ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? Some losses have showed a lot of heart and credibility, but that's the way the game is played. I'm not trying to change the game. We're trying to follow suit. But like I said, if God does the right thing for us, like we're planning to, everything moving forward for Amanda is going to be big against the very best. You know what I'm saying? At 126, the only two fights that I want are the two champions there. When we move up, we want the champions there. And, you know, we're not 147. And God knows if we have to cheat and put a lock in our pocket or whatever, we're going to make 147. You know what I'm saying? We're going to make it happen.
Or put something in the
Like I said, in a perfect world for us, every fight moving forward for us is going to be a title shot. So I'm looking at, you know, 2 at 135. I mean, at 126 to become undisputed. Then I want to go for the 135 against whatever champion is up there. And then I want to go for 147 against, you know, Amanda's at a level that if it's not for a title, we don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It just makes no sense. You know, I mean, you know, it's just like Mayweather fighting for a non-title bout. It just does not make sense. So I'm looking forward to like all these great girls that are coming out, you know, to put it up there. And, you know, so to all our fans, to you guys, you know, we wanted to let you know where things are going because, you know, we haven't fought since January.
January 30th, right?
Yeah, January something. So nobody knows where we at, and you know we're like all over the place. You know, we wanted to choose someone that was funny like yourself, that respects the sport. You know what I'm saying? You know, we were laughing our asses off with Chavez Jr. and Berlanga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we just watched that. It's like it was funny, but
Berlanga and Amanda on the same show.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like
Brooklyn,
I said, but
a Brooklyn night.
It would be a nice thing, but you know, my thing is boxing is so disappointing, bro. That's like saying, you know, freaking Peter Pan is coming to take you for, you know, it's something like everybody. Oh, would you listen? I would love to fight on a card with all the best. You know what I'm saying? But it's not that I want to do it now. We've always wanted that. You know what I'm saying? But it never materializes. So I'm one dude that I like. Even with these fights, I don't like to say much about them because even after you sign the contract, they're not guaranteed. I was on my way to Manchester to fight, you know, this girl. Everything was signed. We were doing interviews already. Yeah, we're gonna fight Katie Taylor, whatever the case. All of a sudden, the coronavirus May. Then they told us July. Then July didn't happen. Then they went up to August. You know, and then it's so at the end of the day, it was like, you know, and I've signed 4 contracts to fight Katie Taylor. 4 signed contract, and it didn't happen. So now, even signing a contract, I don't believe that it's going to happen until, like, I think when we're walking inside the ring, that's when we're like, oh shit, we're fighting. You know what I'm saying? Because even
I want to ask Amanda, how do you feel? Because a lot of fighters always going to say they feel the best, they're in the best shape of their life. But how do you feel now? Like,
I'm always in the best shape of my life. I'm just kidding. No, I feel good. I miss fighting. Like, this is the longest layoff I've ever had. And I'm like, God, I'm itching to fight. I'm itching. And I was telling him the other day, I said, I miss getting bruises on my face. And today I'm like, wait, no, I don't miss them. But yeah, no, I miss fighting. I'm excited. I can't wait to go in there and just show the fans what I've been working on. And I'm excited. Yeah.
That's what's up.
And like I was gonna say, I do what I do best. I fight. I let him talk. I let him do the negotiations, and I sign on the dotted line, and I go in that ring, and I give my all, and I train hard, and I just want to make all the Boricuas, Latinos proud, and especially women, and just continue to open doors for these women.
That's what's up. Are we seeing you in the octagon again?
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, the probably got a call. Yeah. Go ahead. Nah,
yeah. No, definitely. I want to be able to go back into that cage, and I like MMA actually. After my second fight, when I started doing a lot more jiu-jitsu, where I felt a little more comfortable than I did in my first fight, I was like, wait, I can do this now. So yeah, it's just working on MMA,
and also to be one of the first boxers to win by submission. Yeah. That was another thing, because her second bout she won by a rear naked choke. So it's one of those things. But we were good because we also won a jiu-jitsu tournament. She won like 4 or 5 matches by submission. So it's we're a little different than any of the other girls that ever went into MMA. You know what I'm saying? We made sure that we watched, we studied them, and we corrected any of the things that were missing. So we're probably one of the only boxers that ever went into MMA that literally has maybe like 6 or 7 submission wins in jiu-jitsu. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot to say, you know what I'm saying, because most of the girls win on striking, and when they do lose, they lose on the floor. You know what I'm saying? So
is it because I just want to clarify, is it because fighting MMA and fighting in boxing, you get the purse that you don't feel like you earn in boxing? Do you do both, or it's because you really want to do both? If boxing was compensating you the right way, would you just stay?
Yeah, I would stick to boxing. The reason why I went to MMA, because the contract I was given was bigger than my boxing contract at the time. So that's why we decided to go.
Well, literally what it was, that her pro debut in MMA was a bigger purse than any title fight she ever got in boxing.
That's crazy.
So it was crazy. Yeah. So it was one of those things that we were like, wow, it's so embarrassing how we're making more money in our debut than we did in the love of our life. Our
that's crazy.
Yeah, you know what? And I'm more than sure it was like that for Heather too. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Heather made more money in MMA than she was getting in boxing up until the Serrano Amanda fight. That's when she, right now I'm more than sure that her biggest purse came out of boxing when she fought Amanda. And now by today's standard, Amanda's last 3 or 4 fights, she's made more money than she made in MMA. But when she made her debut, that was her highest combat purse, which is sad because she was already freaking world champion in boxing and was still making less than half of what we made in our debut with MMA.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. But
I would have thought that you probably still get more money in boxing, but damn, y'all made more money in that fight. Wow.
Oh, but crazy. Think about it. If we made more money in boxing, why risk? Because remember, training for MMA is crazy. Like all the boxing that Amanda knows right now, the whole entire boxing she knows is only worth maybe 20% in the cage. So in other words, your whole entire life is only 20% useful in the cage. Remember, you have kicks, you have elbows, you have grappling, and wrestling is different than jiu-jitsu because you can lose on just being controlled on the floor. And then you have the chokes, the freaking the submissions, you know what I'm saying? Then you have the ground and pound, which is totally different than, you know, than boxing, because in boxing there's certain things that people can't do, you know what I'm saying? When you're on the floor, you can't even move out of the way of these punches, you know what I'm saying? The floor is stopping you from really moving. So it's a crazy sport.
It's a great
man.
sport. Like I would recommend, if you want to do MMA, start with MMA first and learn everything.
Yeah.
Not go from boxing to
Yeah,
MMA.
and you know, and you know what's funny is, because I laugh and people talk about, oh yeah, you know, every boxer wants to do cross fighting with an MMA fighter, but they want the MMA fighter
to come to boxing. Yeah,
you
yeah.
see what I'm saying? I've yet to hear, well, no, let me correct myself, because I don't want to, you know, I like to be correct all the time. I want to at least try. But you got guys like Ray Mercer. Ray Mercer went into the cage. You know what I'm saying? There have been a few fighters, and of
James
course,
Toney.
Heather Hart, Amanda
James Toney
Serrano,
went.
and Ava Knight. They've gone into the cage and actually fought with their rules. But the big name fighters, they, oh yeah, I want to fight that person, but it's got to be with my rules. You know, like, yo, you got, you know, Mayweather, the best fighter that ever lived, fights a guy that's making his pro debut in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And you knew that, like, I was like, there was so many, oh, it's gonna be a great fight. I was like, wow, people are so gullible. Like, really? You're talking about the best guy that ever lived in boxing versus a guy that got outstruck by Diaz in MMA. The guy's not a boxer. You know what I'm saying? I said, and people bought that fight. I mean, I'm one that, if ever, you know, we decide to challenge somebody in MMA, at least I want to be honorable enough to challenge them in their sport. So in the future, if we get a chance to fight Amanda Nunes, I would fight her in the cage. You know what I'm saying? Unless she calls me out. I feel that the person that calls you out should be the person to go to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I say, oh, Amanda's no, she ain't nothing, Amanda Nunes ain't nothing, so I should be able to go to her sport and beat her up. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk shit about Michael Jordan and then tell him, let's go freaking swim. You know what I'm saying? That's not what he does. If I don't think highly of him, I should be able to challenge him in his sport. So Amanda Nunes, in the future, man, I would love to, you know, have Amanda go and then go get killed by her, right?
What y'all think? What y'all think, if y'all like want to tell the fans? What y'all think y'all should? What the fans should do? Or the business of boxing should do to you know, to market, to advertise women boxing more, so people could gravitate to women boxing? What do you think is missing?
Okay, the first thing that's missing in boxing as of late, there's no promotion in boxing anymore.
I said that.
I remember when we used to fight, the promoters used to give us posters and tickets. Now they don't even make posters. Everything's by word of mouth. They don't even want to spend money on posters anymore. You see what I'm saying? So what you have to do is understand that you, as a promoter, you have the power to push these girls. You know what I'm saying? Like Dana White just puts girls on every show, and people watch them and they're like, wow, these girls can fight.
Yeah.
But when you're too busy giving all the slots to the guys, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to help the women. I mean, there's women out there that can really fight, man. There's, you know, and another thing is this, as a person that knows, listen, keep the girls that know how to fight fighting, and keep the ones that don't know out the way, because those are the ones that are going to screw it up for the ones that do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, DeBella, we had a little fallout one time. He's like, hey, I want to do an all-girls card. This and that. I said, I don't want to be part of it. What do you mean? I said, I don't want to be part of it. I said, because you're going to have 3 girls that know how to fight, and then you're going to have 4 that don't know how to fight. So the people that are going to watch those that don't know how to fight are going to continually not want to watch female fights. I said, give them 2 really good female fights and leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're going to see how, yo, did you see the girls? But then sometimes they want to fit in there too many girls. And, you know, let it be known, man, that, you know, no disrespect to everybody, you know what I'm saying? I say, oh, all women were created equal. Oh, hell no. And no, neither were all men, you know what I'm saying? Some men are 5'2", some are 6'2". So us all men were not created equal. All women that box today don't know how to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's some that do know how to fight. And as a promoter, as a boxing person, you should be able to tell which are the really good ones and market those girls. Those girls will open the doors, and then you could get these other girls and sneak them in there. You know what I'm saying? But if you open the doors with a really bad female match, that's going to scar the sport for the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I tell people, like, oh, that's kind of shallow. Listen, no disrespect, man. If you only got one shot at doing something, wouldn't you want it to be done right? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you want to put two girls that could scrap so that people could say, wow, those girls could fight? You can, you know, that's the problem with girls back in the day. They gave them TV fights, and guess what they wanted? They were too busy wanting to look good that they chose shitty opponents. You know what I'm saying? Because they wanted to shine. They're like, oh man, I gotta look beautiful. So now they took on a fighter that didn't know how to fight. And because that person didn't know how to fight, the fight got all messed up. You know what I'm saying? But if you throw a good scrap, like listen, anywhere you throw a Katie Taylor versus a Delphine Persoon, that fight opens doors for females, right or wrong.
Yes,
Both
sir.
fights were good. Both fights were good.
Yeah.
I mean, all things considering, those are the fights that would, I'd be like, hell, yo, those girls could fight. You see what I'm saying?
Yo, all last year, the girls entertained. I ain't see one fight that I'm like,
yes, listen, this girl fought. Listen, one of the most entertaining fights that I saw, man, was what the diva H8, what's her name? What's her name? The H diva, what's her name? I'm sorry, the one with the wig thing came off for her.
the short, the Shorn,
Francois
Crew the Shorn,
Cruz de Sean. Listen, man, that fight was, man, that thing was
what
crazy.
Jimenez.
Yeah, first of all, I was looking at that big girl like, is that a dude or that a girl? And then the other one, homegirl, was scrapping like a true warrior. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, by far, I was entertained. Like, I was like, yo, I like that fight, man. The crew fought like a trooper. She went out there. Even her trainer was funny.
Barry Hunter. Do you want the wig or you want to win?
You want this wig or you want those titles, boy? She's like,
and then they try to put it back on the wig. Get that shit up.
Listen, F the wig, let's go. And then the other one looked like a dude. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at that fight, and I was like, yo, man, by far, it was one of the most entertaining. I was also entertained when Alicia Napoleon, when she lost to that other girl, that she got dropped for the first time.
Okay. But I forgot what's the opponent name.
Unknown, but it was a good scrap because Alicia could fight. You know what I'm saying? I like Alicia's style, her movement. She's a big girl. You know, she's always in good shape. I was like, yo, now if you gave me a all-female card and told me which girls are gonna be there, I'll be like, oh hell yeah. But sometimes they'll put you in on cards where, you know, some of the girls are overmatched. And I always say, yo, that's going to hurt boxing because you're going to give two good fights, but then you got another four that people got to sit through that are going to be, you know, are going to be open for criticism. You know what I'm saying? And I said, that's going to hurt us. I said, so the best thing for you to do is make sure that you're putting 2 or 3 solid fights, man. Like I said, right now, one of the most skillful fighters that I've seen in a little bit, man, coming up, you know, Michaela. I love her boxing. That girl, you know, that's boxing.
Hey, Michaela called Carmanda out in Twitter.
You know, yeah. And when she said, you know, she mentioned something, and I said, you know what? I'm with that, man. And you know what? I appreciate that because you know what? You're coming up in the ladder. You're making shit happen. And you know who we are. You understand what I'm saying? That to me is very, very important. You know, to know that the best girls coming out know who we are. I have a hard time if people like who, Amanda, who, you know what I'm saying? So right now, like I said, that's a good fight for us. You know, Katie Taylor's a great fight for us. Jessica McCaskill's a great fight for us. So every day as when I start to hear these things, I'm like, yo, we got some really nice fights that could be brewing out there. You know what I'm saying? Now it's just a matter of powers that be, like who's gonna fund these, because it's easy for me to say, yo, I want to fight Mike Tyson, but who's gonna pay for that? You know what I'm saying? Like
so now is my boxing is moving as managers make or an accountant make the business with the networks, cut the whole promotion, or just hire promotion just for the event, right?
Yeah, but the thing is this: all the girls have to do, like I said, is fight well and win. See, like Michaela, anybody's gonna want to see her versus anybody because she could fight. You know what I'm saying? Katie Taylor is rough and tough and can fight. They're gonna want to see her against anybody. You know what I'm saying? So right now, the women are making everybody else's job easy because they're performing to that level. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not like before. Before we're like, yo, man, these girls can't fight. So now it was the manager doing double the job, convincing the networks. Now it's not like that. Now we got freaking, like I said, who you wouldn't want to see Amanda versus Katie Taylor? Yes, right?
Hell yeah.
You wouldn't want to see Amanda
I pay
versus
200. I pay 200 pay-per-view to see that fight. 200.
Okay. You wouldn't want to see Amanda versus Michaela? Yes. Yes. Okay. You wouldn't want to see Amanda versus Jessica McCaskill? Yes. That's a good fight. You see what I'm saying? So now it's getting to the point where we're getting a lot of yeses. Oh yeah, that's another dope fight. Remember, there was a time when there really was no fights. It was like, nah. Now you're saying yes to 3 or 4 names that I'm throwing out there. That's a beautiful thing. That's a blessing for women. You know what I'm saying? That gives you options. And whenever you have options, you're the motherfucking man. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to confine yourself to one thing. Now, like I said, now that gives me more of a bargaining platform. Okay, so if Katie Taylor's people don't want to pay the right money, then guess what? We'll go stay active and we'll go fight Michaela. You understand what I'm saying? And if Michaela's money is not right, then we'll go fight, McCaskill. You know what I'm saying? What that does, it allows people to have choices. So now what that does to the promoter, oh shit, let me give her what she wants before she goes somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Those are bargaining tools. So the more, now they got the Chantel Cameron, whatever, I don't know her name, right? Chantel Cameron. She just won the title. Chantel, okay, she's a really good fighter, another real good fighter that's out there. So the names are starting to pop up. So like I said, for me, I'm in heaven, because now when I get rejected in one place, it's not over and done for me. You know what I'm saying? Now I have choices, I have options. So I'm not mad at people saying, yo, what about this one? Oh man, what you're telling me is that if I can't do this, I could do this or that or this or that. I'm like, yo, that's the ultimate dream for women. We never had that, bro. We had to take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? Now we're at that other level, man. We're good. God has blessed us. You know what I'm saying? I'm always root for the girls. Listen, I want the girls to be the best they can be, because I want Amanda to be in the biggest and most exciting fights out there. You know what I'm saying? So
and
big
to get paid
shout
well,
out.
and to get paid well.
Yeah, of course, ultimately to get paid. Shout out to Katie Taylor, to Michaela Meyer, to freaking to my girl, you know what I'm saying, Clarissa Shields, to everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's doing positive for female boxing, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, giving women, what they deserve, man. Like I said, we're in the right place, then thank guys like you, man, that, you take your time, you know what I'm saying, to be part of a sport that not many believe in. You know what I'm saying? This is your personal time, your platform. You could have been a follower and just continued to follow the trend, and you decided to pay homage to the women, and you know what I'm saying? And see, that's another gift we got. We didn't have this before, bro. Before, dudes didn't want to talk. Women, nah. But yo, you got any male fighters? I got that a lot. Now I
No,
got.
I get it. I get it a lot too.
Yeah,
like
you
us
see.
women, oh man, I'm not into that.
But you are doing the right thing, bro. And we're grateful to you. Anything you ever meet, anytime, hit us up. We're always here, my brother. And
Thanks,
hope
man.
we do
I
this again.
appreciate that.
I'm sorry, bro, but we've been talking for 2 hours. I just killed your day, bro.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Put this, you're gonna have to put this up in pieces, bro. And get ready. Listen, get ready for the criticism, boy, because you know how they do. They don't like me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's boxing, man. Somebody got to be the villain.
Yo, my brother.
Can you ask? A couple of fans got a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Miguel asks Punch, can you ask Amanda how many more years she plans on fight?
Oh, I plan on like 2 more years. Yeah, hopefully by those 2 years, I'll be able to fight those girls that we mentioned and have everything accomplished and retire. Going to the sunset in Puerto Rico and retire.
Yeah, Puerto Rico, that's it.
No, I want a couple of, hopefully I make enough money so I can have a couple of houses all around the world. And
that's what's up. That's what's up.
And choose where I want to be that day, that night.
I just don't. I don't know. I just don't see that, because I feel like you already knocking them. You're already doing something that a lot of girls is not doing. No disrespect to all the females out there. I love you all, but you're just doing something that even when men talk about it, it's like there's just not a lot of knockouts. You bringing something to the table. So even if you go knock out your next opponent in December 10th,
everybody's going by knockout. Tell them that. Everybody, no, listen. Listen.
If she wins by knockout,
but this is what I'm telling you. I have to reinvent Amanda. I have to show that she deserves more money. So the next couple of girls, if they don't get knocked out, kudos to them, because we coming gun blazing. You know what I'm saying? We're coming for knockouts. When we go back to the table to sit with Katie Taylor, we're gonna bring something different to the table. You know what I'm saying? We're not coming in there to talk about Amanda's gonna be an undisputed champion with another couple of knockouts under her belt. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make it so that Katie Taylor can't do anything other than fight Amanda. We're going to force that upon everybody, that the fight to see is Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, and we're going to do that by huge performances. You know what I'm saying? We're going in there from the first round to whatever round they're going to stop the fight. We're going with freaking KO in mind, man.
Oh, there goes your answer.
Put pressure. I'm putting pressure on Amanda big time.
Yeah, I was born blessed with power, so we just gotta go out and just perform. I work hard in the gym and just go out and give it my all, like I always do.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. Cause I'm thinking you're gonna knock out everybody. So I don't know what you're gonna say you're gonna bring to the table. I got more titles, but I don't know. In my opinion, I think that's $1 million. It's not about just giving the girls the $1 million. I just feel like I think that boxing, if Eddie and boxing personnel are willing to really put women boxing and talking about uplifting boxing, I feel like they should take that risk. Regardless if they may feel if it's too much, just take the risk and give them.
But honestly, if I continue to fight hard and perform, and so Katie Taylor, that fight event is gonna make that type of money, because that's what people are gonna want to see. They're gonna be requesting it. So I think if I become undisputed champion and she continues to be undisputed champion, we definitely can make those type of numbers. But like we have to go out and market ourselves and just be, the best athletes that we can be.
You're very patient.
You're too
patient.
It's a good thing. You wanna. I want it like right now, but you just have to be patient and see it all come together.
That's what's up. But hey, we're here for you. We're gonna be support all day long, Amanda Serrano.
No, I appreciate it.
Boricua Latina, the queen.
Yes. No, we appreciate it. Like he said, we appreciate people like you who actually put us out on their platforms to show that women, we can fight, we can sell, and we can market ourselves in different ways. And I'm super excited to continue to be able to fight. coming up, hopefully being the unified champion. Well, there's no other way because Jordan said I have to. so, but yeah, and hopefully 2021 becoming the undisputed champion and being the first Boricua to be undisputed champion, which is another great accomplishment. So I do everything for my island and for us Latinos.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You hear that? You hear that, man? Damn it, support these women so they could get paid like they deserve. Call this shit a gentleman's sport.
But business is calling, so we got.
I see.
The brother's been calling me crazy. I gotta find what this is about, my brother. Listen.
Thank you so much.
Remember, we'll always be here. Anything, chop it up whenever you want, man. Whenever you got a whole bunch of hours to spare.
Yeah. Stay tuned for the announcements.
Stay tuned for the announcements. I'll give them to you first, my brother.
It's gonna be good announcements.
Thank you.
So excited.
Thank you, champ. Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, my brother. God bless.
Oh, God bless. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Serrano, 7th Division World Champion, manager, trainer Jordan, announced their next fight is going to be December 10th. December 10th. Unification bout. She's trying to get the belt. She's just trying to, I mean, she's going to keep on doing what she's doing. She's going to keep on knocking everybody out. But Michaela versus Serrano, that's a good one too, right, Raider? Michaela Serrano? That's a good one. That's a good fight too. But of course, they're not going to look over they're not going to look over their opponent. So I know Serrano's not going to look over her opponent. I do think that in my opinion, for real, I think that the Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, if you listen to me, Eddie, if you just listening, anybody out there, any boxing personnel, I'm going to keep it real like this. If you in it to uplift the sport of boxing, to uplift women boxing, you have to take risk. It's just like when you're in the stock market, you take risk. When you want something real bad, you take risk. You don't play safe. You do not play safe. D-Ray. It's a team. It's a team. And again, you know, it's also good hearing it from who does the paperwork, you know? Just got to take the information. You feel me? Just got to take the information. Again, if Katie Taylor is worth $1 million and this is the biggest women bout, as they say, as they promote it, as Eddie Hearns also promoted, as Katie Taylor says, that her beating Amanda Serrano makes her feel like she is the best fighter. That fight was for pound the best in women boxing, right? She's coming with her accolades. Amanda Serrano coming with her accolades. Katie Taylor coming with her accolades. Put that $2 million, 1.2 million to Katie. Give it $1 million to Amanda Serrano. Take that risk. That match shouldn't be no co-main event to nobody. You listen to me, Eddie Hearn. I like Eddie Hearn. I like the way he promotes. But I'm gonna tell you like this: take that risk. Y'all got money. Y'all got money. Be gentleman-like, and give these women that money. High, low, what's good? Good looking out, my brother. Good looking out. Good looking out. Good looking out. And all the women fights, man, they do not disappoint. All 10 rounds is blazing from start to finish. You looking for knockouts? Amanda Serrano supply that. If you one of those dudes that be like, yo, I don't watch women boxing because I don't see no knockouts. You know what? Amanda Serrano is the one to see. Pound for pound, knockout queen. Facts. You got to take risk. The powers that be, take risk. I'm going to tell you like this. You might not believe it in right now, but I'm going to tell you like this. You do a great promotion. You hire people like me. Shout out to Ring IQ that does a great job also with women boxing. You hire people that want to be passionate about, to write about it, to promote it, to advertise, to market, to package women boxing in this event of a Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. It's only $2 million. It's only what? I'm saying it. 2.2 on the pot. Put $2.2 million on the pot. Give Katie 1.2. Give Amanda $1 million. And I'm going to tell you like this. You promote it real well. And, yo, it sets the trend. but you got to take that risk. I feel like that being a co-main event to White and Povetkin is a slap in the face. Now, if there's like a co-main event to Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, okay, yes, but don't to Povetkin and White. No. How much did they get money? How much they get paid? Like $6 million or something like that? 5, 6, something like that. Come on, man. You could give Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. Come on, this is the best in women boxing. You're trying to uplift women boxing, man. Everybody, man. Put that money in the pot. Put that money in the pot. Put that money in the pot. Okay, put that money in the pot. Amanda Serrano, she's a classy lady. Look, Amanda Serrano, classy. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. A queen. She's a queen to be. A queen to be forever. A queen to live forever. Your Highness desired. Viva affection and the only. Good looking out, D-Ray, for the great interview. Thank you, Ray. Good looking out, everybody that tuned in. Lance was good. Miguel was good. New thing, my brother. Dímelo, que lo que, mi hermano. Dímelo, ¿cómo está la familia? ¿Está bien? Good, very good. Yeah, man. Shout out to Jordan. Shout out to Amanda. Shout out to the whole Serrano family. Shout out to all the Serrano family. Shout out to Cynthia as well. Modern Day Warriors, Modern Day Gladiators. Retire too soon. We want to see you back in the ring, Cynthia. Show your skills and talent. Cynthia, get back in the ring. We miss you. Wayne, send a man to my love and go. I'm gone. But yeah, man. It was great. Boxing is good. Send the link again. This one does. Okay. What's up? So yeah, man. Cut this live short, my peoples. So thank you for rocking with your boy. Hope y'all smash the like button. Hope y'all subscribe to the channel. Show support to women boxing. We got to show support to women boxing. Us gentlemen, man. This is a gentleman's sport, so we got to be gentlemen enough. Support women boxing. The more we support women boxing, because they're not failing us. They performing. They entertaining us. The more we support women like Amanda Serrano, get the paper that she deserves, man. She deserved that, man. She knocking everybody out, man. She deserved to get paid. She deserved to get paid. All these women that are doing good supposed to get paid. They're not supposed to be crossing over to another combat sport just to get a good sport. And and for boxing, it's a shame that this woman will have to go to MMA, and in her debut she gets more. That's a shame, man. So when people want to argue about if boxing and MMA taking over UFC or whatever, you got to give kudos to UFC, man, for respecting women, man. Compensate these women. And it doesn't only take one. All right? It takes a dancing partner. Katie Taylor shouldn't be getting she should get $1 million, but then give 100,000. Get out of here, man. That's a slap in the face. Come on, we could do better than that, boxing. We could do better than that. So y'all already know, man. Love y'all. I'm a time out on this one. Tomorrow we going live again. You already know tomorrow's Happy Hour Thursday. Happy Hour Thursday. Tomorrow, you already know karaoke. You in the panel, you better sing a damn song. I don't know, sing, rap. I don't know, spoken words or whatever. Tony, what's good, Tony? Good looking now, my brother. Good looking out, great support. Yeah, man, she's a beautiful lady. She's a queen. She's beautiful, man. Shout out to all the women boxers out there, all of y'all. Heather Hardy was good, and I was in that promo too, man. It was a big promo, Heather Hardy and Amanda Serrano in New York. It was. Steven, good looking out, my brother. Thank you very much. All right, man, I'm about to time out. I love y'all. Y'all already know the best investment y'all can make is have a personal relationship, gain a personal relationship with the God Almighty himself. And God bless.